The movie kicks off on a quiet country road. Terry Richmond, ex-Marine, is biking, headbanging to metal in his headphones. He's fit and treats the ride like training. Suddenly, a cop car veers into him, sending him flying. Before he can react, a cop's yelling at him, gun drawn. Terry didn't hear the sirens with his headphones on. The cops use that moment as their excuse to stop and humiliate him. Cuffed on the ground, Terry's humiliated as the cops rip into his backpack, making fun of his looks, bike, and name. They find $36,000 in a Chinese takeout box. Their tone goes from mocking to greedy. They say it's drug money. Terry says carrying cash isn't illegal, but they don't listen. They take the money using civil asset forfeiture, claiming it's from crime. They uncuff him, toss him a receipt, and say, "Have a great day," leaving him hurt with nothing but a paper. They think they're just messing with a random guy who has cash. But they just started a war with someone who knows how to fight and is about to make their town a mess. Terry limps to the courthouse, clutching the receipt. The cash is for his cousin, Michael, who's in jail. Michael needs $10,000 bail before 5 p.m., or he'll go to state prison, a death sentence since he ratted out a criminal group. Terry shows the clerk the receipt, hoping it proves he has the money, but he doesn't care. No cash, no help. Summer, a young legal clerk, hears everything and pulls Terry aside. She explains civil asset forfeiture. The cops don't need to charge him to keep the money. They just need suspicion. The lawsuit will be about state versus $36,000, not him. Fighting it would cost more than the money, and the system makes it impossible to win. Terry says Michael will be killed in prison. Summer feels bad, but can't change the law. She tells him to find $10,000 ASAP, or his cousin is dead. The cops didn't just take his savings. They basically signed Michael's death warrant. Terry calls Mr. Liu, his former business partner who runs a restaurant. Liu agrees to help him get the $10,000. Terry can't afford a hotel, so he sleeps in the woods in the rain. The next day, he goes to the police station to complain. He tells them what happened: the aggressive stop, the seizure, no charges. The desk sergeant, Officer Sims, listens and then calls Officer Lon, the cop who robbed Terry. Lon smiles, throws Terry's ID back, and threatens to arrest him for filing a false report. Chief Sandy Burnne steps in. Acting like a reasonable sheriff, he says everything was done by the book and with total respect. When Terry pushes back, Byrne gets angry, suggesting he'll charge Terry for interfering with the police. Terry tries a different approach, offering a deal. Give him $10,000 for Michael's bail, and they can keep the rest. Byrne likes the idea. He agrees and tells Terry to meet Michael at the station Monday to finalize everything. It seems like a chance, but in a town run by bad people, a deal with the Sun's chief might not be what it seems. Terry spends another awful weekend outside, hoping to save Michael. Monday morning, he's at the station at 10 a.m., but it's a trap. The prison bus already left. Byrne's secretary says Michael's on his way to state prison. The deal was a lie. Terry runs through the woods, cutting off the prison bus on the highway. He yells to Michael, telling him to ask for protective custody and trust no one. Things get worse. The money from Mr. Liu never arrived. The cops raided the restaurant and froze everything, claiming a drug investigation. They're cutting off everything. Meanwhile, Summer looks into the case. She finds a pattern. Michael's bail was high, and others are held for 90 days on minor charges. This lets the cops delete body cam footage, hiding any bad behavior. The deeper Terry looked, he noticed it wasn't about one bad person, but a system to take advantage of the weak. Back at the station, Chief Burnne orders a background check on Terry. At first, Terry seems like nobody, but Officer Sims finds his military record. Terry's a Marine and a martial arts instructor. Burnne loses his smile when he realizes who he messed with. Terry returns to the station out of patience. He talks to Burnne calmly, like the chief does, turning things around. When Burnne's officers try to arrest him, Terry acts. He disarms the chief, unloads the gun, and uses Burnne as a shield. He takes out Officer Lawn, making everyone submit without firing. He puts them in the lobby, cuts the phone lines, and tells Sims to get his money from the evidence room. 10 grand. A deal's a deal, he says. Outside, armed officers surround the place. Sims walks Terry out, pretending to arrest him, and signals the other cops to back off. Terry gets away on a bike, heading to the courthouse to do what he needs to do. The officers who made fun of him are now his puppets, realizing they messed with the wrong person. Terry gets to the courthouse and posts Michael's bail. Summer gets the release order signed by the judge, but a SWAT team storms the building, tackling Terry and tasing him. He fights, but there are too many officers. Paramedics check him out, and the officers say they're taking him to the station. Terry demands to see a judge, but they ignore him and throw him in a car. Chief Burnne gets in the back with Terry and shows his true colors. Burnne says the department is broke and uses asset forfeiture and high bail to stay afloat. He drives Terry to a hospital helipad and says Michael was attacked and is in bad shape. Burnne throws the $26,000 at Terry's feet and says they already bought him a truck. He says Terry can take the money, leave town, and never come back, or face 30 years in prison on false charges. Terry visits Michael, but it's too late. His cousin dies. Terry's left with blood money and a broken heart. Burnne thought he could shut Terry up with money, but he just made sure the Marine would destroy him in return. Terry's sad and plans to leave town. But Summer calls him, scared. Officers broke into her place, drugged her, and made it look like she relapsed. Summer's a recovering addict fighting for her daughter, and this will hurt her case. She barely passes a drug test at work, but the message is clear: be quiet or lose your kid. Terry visits her and sees her fear. He knows the department won't stop with Michael. They'll hurt anyone who gets in their way. They meet at the restaurant where Terry worked. His old boss, a former medic, treats Terry's injuries. Summer says her contact in the department said there's evidence hidden in the courthouse basement. Hard drives and SD cards with deleted body cam footage. Terry can't leave. He can't bring Michael back, but he can destroy the system that killed him. He stops planning his escape and starts planning an attack. They took his money, family, and now they were coming for his friend. Now it was time to stop running. Summer finds the judge who signed the bail orders. He admits the scheme. After a lawsuit nearly bankrupted the town, the police and local government made money by hurting the poor. They arrest people on minor charges, set high bail, hold them for 90 days to delete footage, and steal the money. Michael was just a victim in their plan. That night, the police try to hide what they did. They set fire to the courthouse basement, destroying the hard drives with the proof. Summer runs into the burning building to save the evidence. She grabs a box of SD cards from the past week, hoping Michael's arrest is on them. But officers ambush her in the hallway, arresting her for drug possession based on the fake break-in. They drag her to a car, planning to get rid of her. The town tries to burn the evidence of their crime, but Summer has a spark that Terry can fuel to cause havoc. He crashes the police car with his truck, pulls the driver out, and cuffs him to the wheel. He grabs the officer's radio and calls Officer Lon. He offers a trade. Summer for the SD cards at dawn. Lon agrees, but it's a trap. He gathers a team to ambush Terry. At dawn, the police surround Terry's truck, guns drawn. But when they break the window, it's empty except for a tied-up patrolman. While they're distracted, Terry sneaks into the police station. He finds Chief Burnne in the evidence room, holding a shotgun with beanbag rounds. He shoots the chief, hurting him. Terry suspects Sims might be the one feeding Summer information, so he forces her to help secure the SD cards. But later, Marston reveals he was the real informant. The police brought guns to a fight without realizing Terry was in charge. Terry walks out of the station wearing a vest, throwing a bag of weapons on the ground. Sims walks out with him, but gives the SD cards to Officer Lon, who crushes them. Chief Burnne orders them to kill Terry and Summer. Officer Marston intervenes, saying they should follow the law and get Summer help. Burnne shoots Marston in the leg. Chaos breaks out. Terry drags Marston behind a car for cover. He uses smoke grenades and flashbangs and takes officers out one by one. He breaks bones, dislocates joints, and knocks them out. He doesn't kill them. He just hurts them. He beats up Lon, taking out his anger on him. The parking lot became a graveyard of broken guys, teaching them a painful lesson. Marston says his dash cam was rolling, recording Burnne shooting him and ordering the executions. Terry realizes this is important. He grabs Summer and throws her into the cruiser with Marston. He drives, smashing through the blockade. Lon tries to shoot inside, but Summer kicks him off. A chase starts. The cruiser's tire blows out, slowing them down. Officer Sims rams Chief Burnne's car, stopping him. She radios that the chief crashed and needs help, forcing the others to stop chasing. The convoy becomes a medical emergency. They stop at the hospital. Terry carries Summer inside, making sure she's safe. Then he runs back to the car, grabs an axe, and smashes the trunk, pulling out the video recorder, and ready to tell the truth.